Good day, everybody. How is everybody doing today? I hope you're all excited to dive into yet another exciting lesson. Today, we are going to talk about a topic or explore a topic that affects each and every one of us: insurance. But before we dive into the topic, I first want to ask you some questions to get those gears turning. First off, can anyone tell me how does understanding different types of insurance and their functions empower individuals and businesses to manage financial risks in their daily lives? Think about it. That is correct. Understanding insurance is like having a safety net. It helps you make an informed decision. Now, why is insurance an essential part of personal finance planning? Think about it. Who's gonna tell me? Absolutely. Well done. Because life is unpredictable and insurance plays an important role in safeguarding against those unexpected events in life. Last question. How can analyzing real life scenarios deepen our standing of insurance management? Great insight, guys. This is exactly the kind of thinking I want us to engage in today. By understanding how insurance works, we can better navigate our financial lives, make smarter decisions, and even look out for our loved ones and our future. Now, to kick off our lesson, I want you to think of your favorite K-drama character. Imagine they suddenly found themselves facing a major financial decision, such as a car accident or struggling with a major health crisis. What type of insurance do you think they would need? But before we dive deeper, let's take a few moments to write it down. Write down our ideas. After that, I want you to share your thoughts with your classmates in small groups. I will give you a few minutes. Now let's get started.
Class, today we are going to do an interactive vocabulary map. When you look at the notes in your book and you look at our vocabulary map, you will see that there are some new keywords or terms that we are learning today for the lesson. The first word that we have is assurance. The definition of assurance is it refers to ensuring the quality, reliability, and compliance of products or services. Our next word that you can look at is insurance. Insurance means it is a financial agreement in which you pay a monthly fee called a premium in exchange for protection against specific risks or losses. Our next term is risk management. Risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and taking steps to phasing out the potential risk of negative impacts that could affect the business negatively. Our next keyword is insurable risk. This is insurance you take on criteria that make it possible for the insurance company to provide coverage for examples like a car accident. Non-insurable risks is risk that is not covered by the insurance because of the lack to meet specific criteria, such as a war. Our last term is insurance contract. An insurance contract is a contract that binds an agreement between two people or two parties, which is called the insurer, like the insurance company, and the insured, which will be then the individual or the business. We are now, for our activity, going to divide into small groups. Each group is going to get a keyword, the ones we just did and discussed the meanings. Each group is going to take a word and they're going to make their own definitions regarding the word, what they think as a group it means, and what do they see the word being, and they are also going to give me a few examples of the word, and then they are going to portray it in a creative way. You can use posters, you're gonna need color markers, you can also use post-it notes, you can use drawing paper, you can make posters to illustrate your term word or your word, your keyword. Then also in that poster or post-it notes, using color marks, using pictures, you must describe for me the definition regarding that word and also some examples regarding that word and how you as a group understand the word and the different keywords. We are then going to present each group's keyword to the class, and I will be assessing and seeing if you understand the word that you got as a group. Were you creative? Did you understand the terms that we are doing in order for us to successfully complete the topic that we are starting with? Okay, you guys can divide into groups, 5 people per group, and then you may start with the activity.
Okay, grade 12s, I hope you enjoyed doing activity 1, working in groups, and then I hope you learned something from each group. We are going to start with activity 2. So activity 2, you will stay in the groups you did activity 1 in, and then this activity is all about different types of insurance. You will see on the paper I've handed you guys, there are different types of scenarios on this paper. So scenario 1 is about a person who was in a car accident. Scenario 2 is about a child who fell and broke his arm, and then he needs to have an operation done on his arm. Scenario 3 is about a hailstorm. So a hailstorm that damaged a property, for example, a school or the roof of a house or a business or something, it damaged a property. And then scenario 4 is about a person who passed away. Just a reminder, in most scenarios, the person the accident or something happened to is the one who's handling the insurance. Obviously, this person passed away, so that person's family is in charge of the insurance and making sure everything is in order. Just a reminder. Then what is expected of you in activity 2 is you need to fit a type of insurance to a scenario. So your first 2 steps in this activity, you need to choose a scenario, either scenario 1, 2, 3 or 4. When you've chosen that scenario, you need to choose a type of insurance that fits with your scenario. So that's your first 2 steps. Choose an scenario and choose the type of insurance that is fitted to the scenario. When you have done those 2 things, you please need to then, as a group, you need to prepare a presentation. Please keep it between 3 to 5 minutes, your presentation. Things that needs to be in your presentation is you need to explain to me and the class what happened in your scenario, what led to your scenario happening. For example, the child who broke his arm, did he ride his bike, did he climb a tree, what happened before the end result of the scenario. Then you have to explain to me why you chose that type of scenario, a type of insurance. Why is that insurance fitted to your scenario? And then with that, you need to explain to me the risks, the benefits, the implications, and the cost of the insurance. You need to give me a few details and explain to me those things regarding the insurance. One thing I ask of you with your presentation, please, I encourage you to be creative. Please don't come stand in front of the class and okay ma'am, today it's not going to work, you're not going to get the marks you deserve. Okay, so please, I encourage you to be creative. Role play the scenario. You know, someone's riding a bike and you fell and you broke his arm. Role play it. Use posters, use props. You can even present it with a PowerPoint slide. But please be creative, it will only benefit you. And that is it for activity 2. Is there any questions? No? Okay, then you can divide them into your groups, and please start planning, and feel free to ask questions. I will help you, I promise.
Grade 12s, I will now be discussing your SMART task with you. Please may I ask that the RCL hand out the SMART task instructions and rubric. Thank you. Okay, let's go through the task together, and if you have any questions, please jot them down and ask at the end. You are tasked with researching and evaluating the insurance needs of a local business. Now, this can be an actual business or it can be a hypothetical one. I do encourage you to try and base it on an actual business, but if you choose not to, you won't be penalized. Basing it on a real business will just help you to gain awareness about businesses in our community and how a real business can be protected against potential risks and liabilities. Okay, so this just helps you conceptualize what we've learned already. Okay, you will be required to prepare a comprehensive report that will be presented in class as a business presentation. We've done this time and time again. Okay, the only difference is it should be slightly longer. So last year we did about 3 to 4 minutes. This year we're doing 4 to 5 minutes. As discussed in previous years, you may use key cards, yay. However, you may not read. Same story as last year. If you do read, you will definitely lose marks. Speaking of which, another factor that will hinder your marks is being unprepared on the day. When is this day? Please circle it on your calendar. 8th of April, that is a Tuesday, we return to school. Okay, that gives you exactly 2 weeks to prepare, and it also gives you time to ask me questions if you have any. So at a later stage, if you realize, hey, I don't understand this, please come to me during school. And then obviously the second week will be holidays. So you can come to me. We have intervention classes on the Wednesday and Thursday. So you can come and ask me as well during those lessons. Right, now, if you look at the handout, you will see that there's various points for you to discuss. So let's go through them. You will need to recommend how each type of insurance can be integrated into your chosen business. So now I suggest you start by identifying the types of insurance and then adapting it to your business. You must please mention all and elaborate on each one. You are getting marks for this. Specifying why they're relevant or why they aren't being used at all. You must then justify why you have chosen each type of insurance, right? This you have to think critically about, and please discuss it in detail. Now you come to the easy part. Now you do the advantages and disadvantages. This needs to be a discussion. You can't just list them. You also need to go through your notes where we did cover the advantages and disadvantages of each type of insurance. Okay, so your notes will really help you with this one. Please feel free to add other interesting information as usual. I love when you add information because it just shows me that you've engaged with the topic and that you understand what's happening. Okay, then as we've done for all your business presentations, you will now again be expected to create an infographic to summarize your findings. Now I have a challenge for you, okay? And a lot of you will not be happy about this. At our school, we've become so accustomed to using the internet for information and to print pictures from. And that is why I've decided this year that you will not use the internet or any sort of technology for that matter for this project. The only resources you will be allowed to use are your textbooks, your prior class notes. So this is including today's paraphernalia, which is the vocabulary list and the mind map. And I also encourage you to engage with the chosen business if possible. Obviously, you will not be able to go to just any business, but if you do know the owner, perhaps try setting up a meeting so you can discuss. Okay, then staying in line with our theme for the year, we'll also incorporate the triple bottom line into our task. Now, who remembers what's the triple bottom line? Yes? That's correct, okay? So it is people, profit, and planet. For this task, we'll pay close attention to the planet, and we'll do this by recycling cardboard, plastics, whatever other materials you feel fit in order to create your visual aid or your infographic. Okay, if you want to draw pictures, draw pictures. If you want to use different color pens, use that, but you may not use the internet, and you must somehow recycle materials in order to make your infographic. Okay, your business presentation is out of 30 marks, and it is forming part of your CAS or your continuous assessment. This presentation will be an opportunity for you to also put into practice your laws of professionalism, which we've covered this term as well, and you're going to use it in terms of your language and how you behave when you present. You will also receive marks for that. Now, before I take questions, let's go through the rubric, as this might answer some of the questions you have.
Good day, grade 12s. So let's discuss the rubric. Your rubric will be on the second page, which was handed out to you by your RCL. So please, let's focus on that. Keep it by you, make your notes in pencil. If I mention something that's a good idea for you, please jot it down, make a note of it. Please incorporate exciting ideas in your presentation. You are presenting it to your classroom. Make it exciting for your fellow peers that have to listen to your presentation. Make this a learning experience for you and your peers. Don't just come here and be boring. Please be exciting, be creative. Okay? So, content. All types of insurance need to be mentioned, whether it's used in the business or not. Then you have to thoroughly explain all the insurances in detail. This is where you get the chance to mention, does your business make use of this type of insurance? Does your business not make use of this type of insurance? And state why. Please be thorough with this, guys. Insufficient justification of the insurance types is one mark, only one. Please don't just hand in the bare minimum. You will receive a 1. Okay? Then, thoroughly explain the advantages and disadvantages of your insurance. Please, guys, be creative on how you explain this. Please keep in mind, do not use Google. Don't use AI. The moment you use ChatGPT's response, I'm going to notice it because your peers are not going to understand what you're saying. Okay? So please speak on your level. Please use still the right terminology. You have been given a vocabulary list. Make use of that while you do your assessment. But please, guys, do not speak. Do not repeat an AI. I will deduct marks for you, and it will be an immediate 0 if I see that you're using AI. I do have Turnitin, and I will put your assignment through it. Okay? Then advantages and disadvantages are barely addressed. That you will get a 1 for. Guys, disadvantages and advantages are very easy. We have discussed this multiple times, and it really plays a role on which business you base your assessment on. If you use a local business, you do advantage yourself because you can ask the owner, have a meeting with the owner, ask them about their insurance. If you maybe have someone in your family that works in insurance, make it interesting. Use them as your resource. You are allowed to do this. Then, number 2, which you're going to be assessed on, is creativity. Your visual aid has to be very creative and original. Please, your infographic has to be interesting, well planned out. Do not just do a jotted down infographic on your presentation. I will notice this. I will notice if there was a lack of effort. Please, guys, I will give you a 1. Okay? So your visual aids is somewhat appealing, you only get a 2. And then if your visual aids are very appealing, you get a 3. And highly creative and original is a 4. The way you can be very original with your visual aids is when you choose a local business. You can go to that business, take pictures of the business, take pictures of what is being insured, take pictures of the co-workers and so on. Okay? Make it interesting for yourself. Show the brand of the business which you're basing your assessment on. That way you're being very creative and you will get a 4 for this. So make it interesting, do a lot of effort, and you will receive the marks that you deserve. Okay, then the interesting part, which you guys do not like, is we use recycling and upcycling materials. Show exceptional use of recycled materials. So the carton maybe that you use to put your presentation on, maybe use recycled, okay? Please guys, there's a lot of recycled materials. We're trying to be more healthy. We're trying to be more realistic on saving the planet. Please do not just print plenty of pictures which have so much color, using a lot of ink. Please be creative, okay? Even if you maybe do, let's say McDonald's, let me give you an idea. If you use McDonald's, use one of their paper cups which they already have, which have the logo on it. Use it in your presentation. That way you're recycling, you're using something that's already been made. You will get marks for that, guys. So please be creative on how you use recycling materials. I know you guys can be creative, even though you don't want to be. You guys can. And as an entrepreneur, that's a very good quality. So then, report on quality. The report is exceptional in organization and clarity and structure. So guys, please look at the layout of your presentation. This is extremely important. You will receive 4 marks if this is exceptional and good quality, and you will receive only a 1 if it lacks in all 3 of the following: organization, clarity, and structure. If you guys are not clear while you explain your task, even though your presentation is even though your presentation is well put together, but you come here and you're not clear on when you're presenting, you don't know what you're talking about, it is clear the other group members did more work. So please, I will deduct marks individually if I see you do not know what you're talking about while you guys are presenting. So please be clear, and your presentation has to be clear. While you design your whole design, please be clear, have a well structure, and make it easy to see what is going on your presentation. Okay, then your presentation skills. Learners deliver consistently with confidence, engage with the class, and refers to those to the visual aids they used. So, very important, you have to engage with your fellow students. You have to ask them, do you have any questions? If they have questions, please answer them if you can. If you can't answer them, please refer back to saying, I will look into it and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I know sometimes someone wants to ask you a question and you have no clue, it doesn't even have relevance to your assignment. They just want to be funny. Please still be professional, you're still presenting, so please focus on that. I would really, really appreciate it. And then please engage with your classroom. Insert questions into your presentation. That way you have constant engagement, presented as if you're presenting a small lesson to the classroom. That is what I really want you guys to focus on. Okay, so I really hope this answers your questions. Please, if you have any questions.
Okay, now that everyone has their homework worksheet, please stick that into your workbooks. Now let's have a quick read through these. So I know looking at it now, it might seem like it could be done really quickly, but if you want to get them all correct, you're going to actually have to read the questions properly. You will see some of them are a little bit more scenario based, meaning there's a bit more of a story kind of to it. And that will definitely test your knowledge on our insurance topics a little bit more in depth than some of our discussions would have. So please use your textbooks and do your best to answer all of them, because they are for marks. Although it might not be a huge amount of marks, all your marks throughout the term add up for your continuous assessment, so that is important. And it will also serve as a good study tool for the future. You'll be able to go through these and it will give you a good overall picture of our insurance game before you need to write any tests or exams. So yeah, please use this to the best of your abilities and do it properly. Okay, now moving on, just wanted to ask if anyone knew any disadvantages of insurance. Okay, perfect, thank you. Yeah, that's true. Okay, and the easy one, obviously, what are our advantages of insurance? Okay, perfect, perfect. So now what I want you to do is to write down one main insurance concept onto an exam pad. Everyone can go ahead and do that now, thank you. Now that you have done that, I want you to write down 2 examples of that main concept. All right, does everyone have their 2 examples? Okay, thank you. Now I want you to write between 2 and 3 questions on something that you might not understand or that you want to know about more on that topic. Okay, so once you've done that, you can bring that piece of paper up to me and you will be free to leave class. Thank you very much.